Hello everyone, it's been a while. Yeah, I mean the reason it's been a while actually is there hasn't really been much to do on the car. It's been pretty trouble-free motoring for the last pretty much 2 years. In fact, the last time I actually did any work on the car was when I did the video about the dashboard lights, which annoyingly are giving trouble again, so I'm going to have to do that job again, unfortunately. But other than that, the car has been amazingly reliable. No major issues at all. Just testament to good Japanese engineering that a 27-year-old car can be used, well, not daily, but certainly regularly without any major troubles. Been to Ireland, been to Cornwall, done a whole bunch of stuff really, and the car's just been okay. So today we have a little project. This is the auxiliary belt. This drives the aircon compressor and the power steering, and I need to replace that today. It's a pretty straightforward job really, but as usual I thought I would just film it for you guys. Yeah, what happened was the aircon amazingly on this car still actually works, sort of. I say sort of because it works, but it's like slightly cooler air rather than proper aircon. But when you're driving with the roof up on a hot day, it does actually help to keep the cabin sort of more or less at an acceptable temperature. So anyway, I was driving along the motorway the one day, and suddenly there was this unearthly shrieking noise and the smell of burning rubber, and I realised that the pump for the aircon compressor had just jammed. Yeah, the aircon compressor is not really in a very good way. I think it is definitely on its last legs. It does leak a bit of oil, but not enough to kind of make a mess on the floor, just enough that there's a bit of sludge kind of building up on the bottom of the car underneath it. So at some point it's going to stop working completely, but I thought in the may as well just keep using it until that time. So yeah, it locked up. Amazingly, didn't snap the auxiliary belt, which is quite lucky because it would have been quite an annoying drive back from Wales with no power steering. But yeah, the belt is not in a good way at all, as I shall now demonstrate when I start up the car. So what we have to do is actually pretty easy. All we have to do is slacken this off essentially, and then we can pull this belt off and replace it. But before we can do that, what we have to do is get this stuff out the way. Alright, so all the air ducting is now out, and you can now clearly see the belts down there. And if we look closely at this, you can see that it is foobarred to be quite plain. So it is actually pretty amazing that it didn't snap. I'm very lucky that it didn't, but that will definitely need replacing. The alternator pulley, on the other hand, is actually looking fine. I don't see any major problems with that. It's not cracked or fraying and feels nice and pliable still, so I think that will do a few more miles. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to slacken off this, and there's another one under there, and that will loosen everything up, and that will allow us to slacken this off, which is how we're going to get this tensioner off. And just out of interest, if you were doing the alternator, the bolt for that is just under the bottom of the alternator here, and you would basically just slacken that off, which allows you to adjust the alternator at the top there. Right, so this is a bit dodge. In order to reach that bolt through there, I had to thread this socket onto it. But then the problem is, as you can see, the edge of the stud comes right to the pretty much all the way out of the socket, so I can't put the ratchet on it. So basically what I have to do is just try and kind of locate it in there, and then try my best to undo it like that, which is pretty dodge, but hopefully should be alright. Luckily that came open very easily. I have a feeling whoever did this last also struggled with this and they haven't actually done it up properly. Okay, that's nice and loose. I should be able to now push this down. There we go. And then should be able to just peel this off. There we go. Okay, so here's our belt. As you can see, it's in a rather shabby state. That is pretty lucky for me that it didn't completely disintegrate. Right, so new belt is now on. It's a bit of a faff, so I couldn't film the process of actually putting it on. Definitely requires two hands to get it around the pulleys, but it goes on alright. Right, so now we basically just need to tighten this up until the belt is moderately tight. They reckon 8 to 9 millimeters of travel when 98 Newton meters of force is applied, which basically is a very long-winded way of saying push the belt in with your thumb, and when it feels sufficiently tight then you're good, basically. Yeah, if it squeaks then it's too loose, and if it's too tight it might snap, so don't make it overly tight. That feels about right. Okay, so now we just need to tighten up all of our bolts. Unfortunately this pulley has moved now, so that means I'm going to have to shift it by turning the engine. But basically just going to go around, tighten those up, and then we can put back in the air ducting. Right, all of these are now torqued up. I've done that one, and that one, and this one is now at the correct location as well. So at the moment this feels nice and taut but not overly tight, so I think it's time to put the air ducting back on. Well, it's got a bit rainy outside. Thankfully Max now lives in a garage, so I can just keep working. Right, so we have all of the air ducting now back in place. Everything's all tightened up. So I think we're pretty much there. Just going to start up the car and just check that it doesn't explode. Well, that sounds a million times better, so I think that is job done.